I'm not too concerned about the rantings of this little monkey against the government, because there are many people that are in government that are paid to respond to him and handle that. And I am not in government. However, I am concerned about his rantings against the Christian community and against what I believe to be Southerners generally, both Christian and Muslim. That's how I'm reading all that he has said.
Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing great today. Okay, so I'm compelled to make my voice heard on an issue that kind of trended a little bit. I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago. As I was watching this unfold, I had this feeling of deja vu, because over the years, this is something that I have spent a substantial amount of my time addressing as far as Nigeria as a nation is concerned. So there's this video where this Islamic cleric, GUMI, was basically lampooning Christians in power, saying that Christians cannot be trusted with power. So he went full-blown religious. It was a religious attack. And as a multi-ethnic, multi-religious entity, Nigeria is a place where when you want to make a public statement, if it has got any sort of religious undertone, you are usually seen to be very careful when you make such statements. But this guy didn't care. He just went straight up, because as far as he's concerned, he's got nothing to lose. He is in a place of authority. He's in a place of power and strength. So he can lampoon the Christians. He can say anything to the Christians and nothing will happen, because the Christians are weaklings. They are, punching bags for anyone who wants to test their punching skills.
I'm not too concerned about the rantings of this little monkey against the government, because there are many people that are in government that are paid to respond to him and handle that. And I am not in government. However, I am concerned about his rantings against the Christian community and against what I believe to be Southerners generally, both Christian and Muslim. That's how I'm reading all that he has said. Now, he has said Christians cannot be trusted with power, because when in power, when they're in control of guns, they kill people, they kill leaders, they kill followers, they kill, whereas Muslims do not. But let me ask him this question. Was it the Christians that slaughtered over 100,000 people in northern Nigeria in 1966 in pogroms? Was it the Christians that killed over 300 Igbo officers in the July 29th, 1966 counter-coup? Was it Christians that slaughtered people all over the north from 1970 up until the present day? All over the north, slaughtered Christians, whether it be through Boko Haram, ISWAP, Maitatsini, and so many other extremist, barbaric, terrorist organizations. Was it a Christian that said that he would rather die than allow a Muslim to rule over the affairs of Nigeria? Was it not Sheikh Ahmed Gumi's father, Sheikh Abubakar Gumi, that rather said that he would rather die than to allow a Christian to rule our country? And amazingly, he died a few months later, and a Christian took power.
The thing about Femi Fani-Kayode is You can hate him all you want. You can say anything you want to say about him, and it's within your right. But you can never take away that aspect of him that has to do with bravery. You can take away anything else. It's within, like I said, within your right. But there's something you will. And Femi, when he's ready to speak the truth, he doesn't care whose ox is gored. His response to GUMI basically says almost everything I have in mind, but I want to say extra. I want to ask TINUBU, the worst thing you can do to any man in this life is to make him feel like he's a fool when he's watching you take what belongs to him. You take it, he's looking at you, and you tell him, how dare you say that I took it from you? It makes the person feel like they are fools. But there's also something I've known about Africans, especially Nigerians, that no matter how angry Nigerians become, when you come back and say to them, I know I wronged you, but please, can you forgive me? How do we do this thing now? Nigerians will now listen. Even if they were about to shoot 10 bullets, they will either shoot just one or not shoot anything at all. We've not seen that. Your people have been doubling down and facing everybody, fire to fire, bumper to bumper. Nigerians will say this, they will come and fire, they'll do this, they will fire. This is what we've been doing back and forth, and the battle keeps increasing every day. We are not babies, Mr. President. If there were babies who got involved in February, what happened in Nigeria, there are many who are not babies. We know what happened. We are not happy. Many are not happy. But you should be on a mission to redeem and restore at this time. I'm not saying that. And I'm going to give you a task, if you can take it, to solve our problem once and for all. If you do that, nobody will fight you again in this country. Me, I will become your #1 cheerleader. You know what you're going to help us to do? Nigeria, I know it sounds very fanciful, and permit me to use this term, even romantic, to say one Nigeria. Oh, we are one Nigeria, beautiful one Nigeria. I don't believe in one Nigeria. I'm tempted to say it again. I don't believe in one Nigeria, Mr. President. And the best thing you can ever do for Nigerians is to help Nigeria recognize its true nature, its true fragmented destiny. Because our destiny is not to live together in a very lopsided system that is skewed to favor and hold in high esteem only one portion or two of the population, while the rest are downtrodden permanently. We all know the history. I don't need to go back to it. We know the history of what Lord Lugard did. We know what happened. But what we are saying today is that all these parts that have been proven to be completely incompatible, why can't we, even if we are not going completely our separate ways, can we have a properly restructured country where the East would take the destiny in their hands, where the West would take their own destiny in their hands, and the North will take their own destiny in their hands? And the center will become very weak, and it will no longer be so attractive that people will no longer kill to become president. We can start from there and then walk it down to a point where everybody will now understand that, listen, you cannot vampirize or be a parasite over another for you to survive. You have to work out whatever it is that you desire for your life and future. You work it out within your own circle, within your own territories. If Western Nigeria wants to survive, let them generate whatever will make them survive from their place and give whatever they can give to the center if we are still one. If northern Nigeria wants to survive, there is so much treasure in northern Nigeria on which they can survive. If eastern Nigeria and south want to survive, there are too many things that they can survive on. Can we have a properly restructured country? Can we have Nigeria as a union? I have cried about this I cannot count how many videos I've made in my lifetime to this effect. Because if we had a properly restructured country, GUMI will not get up and say trusting power with Christian and tell us that Abuja belongs to the Muslims. So I keep asking these questions. Okay, we have Lagos. It was the capital. We've left Lagos. Now we know Lagos belongs to Yorubas. That's what we've been told. You can never call it a no man's land, ever. In fact, you will pay dearly for it. Okay, the same collective wealth of the nation has been used to go and build Abuja. Now we are told again that Abuja belongs to the Muslims, the northerners. So all the southerners, from where the money to build all these places came from, which one belongs to them? Can they also develop a place for us somewhere in Enugu? Let's know that that one belongs to us too. So we can have 3 different regions. Lagos will be the capital of the southwest. Abuja, let's leave it for the north. And then Enugu be for the whole of the east and the south. It is ridiculous that this kind of thing is happening. Some guy is sitting down somewhere. The only time or way a person can do stuff like what GUMI is doing is when they believe that you don't have any power, that you are a slave to them in perpetuity, that you can never be anything but a slave. That's when someone can do this. And my people are saying, we are tired of this. This is the reason you had the kind of revolution that took place during the elections. This is the reason the youths of Nigeria can beat their chest and say, we did not vote TINUBU. We did not. This is not the man. Imagine if TINUBU was even the best candidate. Nobody was ready to look at him because of the nonsense we are seeing in the country, because we believe he is a part of the system that we want to change. The system that has refused to open up the country and let people become themselves or pursue their own destiny at their pace. So everybody now has a region. Which one is our own? That it has been developed with federal money. And the bulk of the money had come from that region, that south. Where are we today? Where are we today? You don't want Wike to be the FCT minister. But the federal capital territory was almost 100% developed from ground to the top, from scratch, with money that came from Wike's background. And when they were doing it, they told him that this is for the whole nation. It is the capital of a nation. And people are making videos and saying that that belongs to a certain region.
Abuja kuma garinmu ne, domin arewa ce. Idan 'yan kudu suna ji da Delta da aka bude musu, ko mu kuma da Abuja muke ji, bai taba kamata a ce ministan Abuja ya zama arne ba. Wanda wannan abin da gwamnatin Tinubu ta yi, na rantse da Allah shine sa kafar wando ɗaya da za ta yi da mu malamai. Muslim da ta sa za mu gane yaudarar mu ta yi wallahi.
And you still believe you have one Nigeria. I don't believe in one Nigeria. Help Nigerians, help the indigenous communities to regain freedom. If not, Nigeria will continue to be a joke. There will be no end in sight to the absurdities and ludicrous stupidity that we find in Nigeria. Things that even in the Stone Ages were not permissible, were not even seen. You see them in Nigeria. Because Nigeria by Lugard was built to work in reverse, to go. I have the image, I've been showing us the document. It was written, built to work in reverse. That's Nigeria. It is such a bloody shame. And I pray that President Tinubu would take this upon himself to accomplish this and give power to all the regions and make sure there is autonomy in the regions. That would be the greatest achievement, even better achievement than Awolowo and Zeke and all these men would have done. You will be the greatest hero that ever walked the surface of this earth, as far as we Africans and Nigerians are concerned. I'm telling you this. Because without that, how would the killing going on in eastern Nigeria stop? How will all these killings go? People feel like literally feel like they have license to kill anywhere in the country because the rest of the people don't belong. This nonsense has got to stop, and it has to stop now. God bless you.